Ladies and gentlemen, Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro.
Thank you. My God, it is overwhelming. To quote my other colleagues who have been honored tonight, to see this room and to be here with family and friends, and to really experience it's hard to watch yourself in a video. It really is, you know, and it's very humbling, and I'm so proud to be here tonight. I'm deeply, deeply touched. I want to say thank you to everyone at the Hall of Fame, from our founding president to Gina, the executive director, Catherine, the board of trustees, the consulting scholars, for affording me such a beautiful honor tonight. I know the governor is gone, but I want to just say thank you to him for his wonderful words in singling me out, and it's a pleasure to work with him and have the opportunity to see the lieutenant governor as well. To the Hall of Fame, 20 years, and what you have done to preserve, to commemorate the rich legacies of Connecticut's women. Your hard work helps to weave women's stories into the central fabric of our history, to ensure that we never forget what they contributed and what they lived, loved, and strived for. The film is beyond it's just so poignant for me, and I say thank you to Carolyn, who is here tonight, and to my dear friend Chris Dodd, took a chance on me. He did. To Nancy Pelosi, who was a friend before I went to the Congress, and to all those who've said such wonderful things about me. And Carol, thank you, because it is touching. I too want to say congratulations to my fellow honorees tonight. To Barbara, thank you for kicking open those doors, as Linda said, at the federal level. It still isn't easy, but you led the way for us. Sometimes you wonder. I think I was told that when both Nancy Pelosi and I were on a ticket running for the leadership of the House, that, my God, we certainly couldn't have two women. But to you, Linda, you know I'm a townie. So you're forging the relationships with the city of New Haven and turning into a partnership, and not something that was contentious. We really owe you a debt of gratitude. And I don't know about all of you, but I want to be Augustus Troop. She is, wow, what a lady she is about. That's fabulous. And I'm in such good company tonight. A special thank you to my friends and loved ones who are here, high school friends, college friends, just people who just wrap their arms around you and always there for you in the good times and the bad times. And there are too many to name in so brief of time, but I can't thank you and for being such a part of our lives. And I say ours because I do want to recognize my husband of 35 years, Stan Greenberg, my partner in life, someone of whom I've tremendous admiration and love for. And Catherine Greenberg, my stepdaughter, who is representing the Greenberg kids tonight, and with Jonathan and Justine, who are in Brooklyn, and Anna, who I think is on her way to Raleigh, North Carolina tomorrow morning for some other campaign. She and Stan worked very hard and were successful in the de Blasio campaign yesterday. And I must tell you that that picture, one of the pictures at the end with those four cherubs, is what my life is about. For Rigby, Teo, Sadie, and Jasper. And when they go by the Capitol and they say that's where Bubby works, that's all the gratification that you know that I need in my life. Just to say, I've never had to look back because my family was always with me, and because all of you and my friends were comrade in arms in the very same battles to knock down the barriers that held us back. We all stand on the shoulders of others and other women who said no to conventional wisdom about what is possible and what is our horizon. I would not be here to accept this honor but for my mother, Rosa DeLauro. 100 years this coming Christmas Eve. She taught me to be engaged with your neighborhood, with your community, to get involved, to get others involved, to make a difference. My mom went to work at age 14 as soon as she was legally able, and she worked hard all her life. She finished high school at night, worked in the Winchester factories through the war, and she was still working on a sewing machine in the sweatshops for piecework wages when I was a young girl in the 1950s. Eventually, she followed my father into politics, and when he died, she carried on his work. She is still the longest-serving alderman or alderwoman in New Haven history. Our home was surrounded by books of minutes, agendas, budgets, as she held 6 mayors and innumerable department heads accountable for their actions. She was dogged and fearless, and nothing brought out her qualities like a good fight. But most of all, I remember what she wrote in the 10th Ward Democratic newsletter at age 23, 80 years ago, and I quote, "I have noticed the girls, unlike the men, are timid in asserting themselves, and many a good idea is lost, having been suppressed by its creator. Come on, girls, let's make ourselves heard." I think I have heeded that lesson, or I would not be here tonight. What I know is that when women get involved, push down barriers, run for elective office, they change the agenda and they change what is possible. My mom was a powerful example to me that we women should expect more out of life, that we should work hard to fulfill our ambitions and never take no for an answer. Before I arrived in the Congress in 1991, women like Pat Schroeder, Connie Morella, Shirley Chisholm, and yes, Helen Bentley, Barbara, I served with Helen Bentley. We were fighting uphill. But today we are led by leader Nancy Pelosi. When I came to the Congress in 1991, 23 years ago, women were not included in the National Institutes of Health clinical trials. Now we do have the Affordable Care Act. It puts women's health front and center, right alongside of men's. And I was in the room when fear of reprisal over reproductive rights and contraceptive services was about to defeat the Affordable Care Act. And some men in the room said, "Let it go. We'll fight that issue another day." But it was the women in the room, Pelosi, DeLauro, DeGette, Schakowsky, Capps, Baldwin, Lowy, who stood firm. Women are leading the way in the House and in the Senate, and it makes a difference. The agenda is changing and we are making progress, but our work is incomplete. You just ask women who are struggling to care for their families and to find a route to something better. Women are paid less at work, are more likely to fall into poverty, more likely to go bankrupt, more likely to be unmarried and on their own, and more likely to be without health insurance. So women, yes, women need the Affordable Care Act to be successful, to get help with education and training, an increase in the minimum wage, and above all, pay equity. The first bill that President Obama signed was the Lilly Ledbetter Act, and we were there. What a moment at the White House. And Lilly and I have formed a bond, and we are battling together to pass the Paycheck Fairness Act. And we need to get it done. We need to get it done. That is what I take out of tonight's honor. This is not an award for public service. It is a call to finish the job. And I can hear my mother. What are you waiting for? I promise to rededicate myself, and now rearmed, 1,100 strong here tonight, There is nothing unimaginable, nothing unimaginable. Thank you very, very much for this high honor. Thank you.